Today I want to talk about my bad habits. And no, I'm not talking about NASCAR, that bad habit I had from 1997 to whatever year Jeff Gordon retired. Boy, that is a hard one to go cold turkey on. NASCAR, not Jeff Gordon. I'll love him forever. And I'm also not talking about how whenever my partner and I are watching a TV show, I like to shout out Twin Peaks when I feel that the TV show in question is obviously making a reference to David Lynch's masterpiece. I'm talking about the bad habits that I've created that keep me from writing. Now, I've talked about the big ones, those existential biggies like, how will I ever prove myself as a writer in a landscape that seems to be more and more drowned out by writers that are better than me? Or what if no one likes this? Or is this going to get an angry email from an ex? No. I'm talking about those minuscule little things that I do to myself whenever I sit down to write. That moment that I'm actually going to sit down and start the actual work. If you've been listening to the podcast for a long time, thank you. I'm pretty surprised. But then again, maybe I'm not surprised because I can't be the only one in love with art's hypnotically seductive way of spouting off metaphors at the drop of a hat. But seriously, if you've been around the corner booth before, you know that I wrote a book and then I tried to rewrite it, but I've been too scared to look at it because I'm afraid of all the work I'm going to find out I have to do to make it right. Well, I'm finally doing it. Working in microfiction, it's easier for me to just sort of pick up the work whenever I want to or can, even if it's just 15 minutes at the start of the day, right after the coffee turns on my brain and right before the dog needs to go out. But with a book, it's a much bigger endeavor. There are so many words to keep track of. So in hopes of making it work, giving myself a little leeway, I've actually made a schedule for myself. As an out-of-work actor, it's pretty easy. Pause for me to cry. Every day, I'm going to set up my laptop from 9 a.m. to noon and revise my book. And look, for the first week, it was so great. It was so gratifying. It was exciting. And I didn't have any issues. I was feeling great. 9 a.m. came and boom, here I go. But once that initial excitement, once the shine of, hey, I'm a writer, look at me, I'm a writer, abated, and the real work started to begin, such as, working out plot or fixing some of the bigger things I found in my first draft, that's when it started to happen. My bad habits. Suddenly, 9 a.m. became 9:05 a.m. No worries, I'll get there when I can. I'm doing great, I would say. Maybe I'd take an extra second to write that email that I didn't get a chance to yesterday, or the day before, or the day before that. Or maybe I just needed to reorganize a playlist or two. For a long time as an artist, I wasn't writing in the first place because I was scared I'd have nothing to say. I'd blame it on the coffee shop, or the vibe wasn't right, or the desk wasn't right, or the music wasn't right. Or maybe I was just too excited about Jeff Gordon's race this upcoming weekend. But now that I've found something I want to say, I've got something I really, really like with this book, and I'm really excited to get it done. Now I'm starting to get caught in these little micro diversions because I sometimes still feel that fear. Last week I realized I had spent 5 minutes, you guessed it, from 9 a.m. to 9:05 a.m., organizing the desk I was sitting at. Like I was literally adjusting the angle of my laptop. It feels like my excuses have gone from big, huge, cosmic things like, am I going to be any good at this? To, wait a minute, I don't think my laptop is exactly at the right space for me to do this work. And of course, at the end of those 3 hours, when I actually do get through the work, I feel so proud of myself. I feel so happy. Hey, look, maybe nobody's going to read this novel, but at least it's something that I like making. I did it. For those of you that come to the corner booth for art, like me, let me try to metaphor it out. It's like I'm at the dinner table and have been offered dessert first. Now, I love this dessert. I made the dessert, but instead of just going cave on this dessert, I put a bunch of vegetables on my plate instead of it. So how am I stopping these bad habits? Well, it's actually kind of simple. I just start the work. I've at least recognized these little itty-bitty things, these small diversions that I give myself, and I say, you know what? The email can come later. The laptop is fine. You don't need to have another playlist of Nine Inch Nails. Stop meddling. Look, I'm probably never going to get over some of these bad habits. I'm probably always going to find times where I'm afraid of looking at the work because I'm afraid of not living up to what I want to do with it. But at least I'm starting to recognize it. And by recognizing it, I can hopefully overcome those little things and build a pattern that might lead me to a little bit of, shall we say, dare we say, discipline? Who knows? If you got any tips or tricks, maybe you got a bad habit you want to share and how you get over it, let us know at tiffinandwritingworkshop@gmail.com or check us out on Blue Sky. See you next week. Keep writing.